Hey there, my friends. How you all doing out there today? Coming to you on a Thursday morning here in Lower Alabama, and it's just before the weekend, and this is a Labor Day weekend. You know, times have changed. When I was a kid, it was almost like a deadline. Labor Day was the end of summer. We'd always go to the beach for the weekend, come back on Monday, and start school on Tuesday. But that didn't end the heat. We got a lot more of that. But today we just wanted to talk about plant-based food prep. How much do you need? How do you do it? And this is a very subjective subject. I've talked about it a lot. I have to think outside myself when I talk about this because I am very lazy in the kitchen. And I think probably the more that I've thought about it, is probably there's not a whole lot of difference eating the plant-based diet than when you were eating however you ate before, whether it was the normal American diet or whatever. I think probably your style will translate over. I've never been one for a lot of time in the kitchen doing complicated things, making complicated dishes, doing complicated recipes. Some people do. Some people enjoy that. So I would say, kind of roll with how you were, when you ate the standard American diet and kind of do the same thing. And once again, this video is not about telling you, okay, this is the right way to do it or this is the things you should eat. I'm kind of just saying the process part of it, the psychology of it. You know how you've got in your mind the ideal things that you want to eat, the things you know how you think you should be eating every day. Most people's problem is they think like that, but then they get these cravings, they get hungry or whatever, and then they just eat something other than the things that they had planned or know that they should be eating. So, one thing I've always said, always, this is the simplest one of all, especially if you live alone. It's a little bit tougher if you're sharing space with people that don't eat like this, but just get rid of the bad stuff. If it out of sight, out of mind. It's like that with anything. Okay, you can get in your car and go to the store. You can get in your car and go to a drive-thru somewhere. But at least you're going to have to make a little bit of effort to go get that food that you have chosen not to eat. When it's here and that's all you've got is good choices around the house, chances are you're going to make better decisions. And over time, if you're doing this on a consistent basis, you will those will become your kind of go-to decisions, and you won't have to struggle with it all that much anymore. Now for me, like I say, you can do as much or as little based on how easy it is for you to follow a certain type of eating plan or how you want to eat. For me, I do it out of convenience. Like I say, I can't stress this enough. I don't like spending time in the kitchen. It's not a zen thing for me. I don't like food preparation. It's very utilitarian, and it's very much, okay, let's get this done so I can sit down and eat. So just a lot of the little stuff I do. I don't do a lot of food prep, but anything that can save me a lot of work, or like if I can do stuff at one time. I think I've shared before, like I do that with a lot of my salad ingredients. And then some of the things like my sprouts that I'm growing all the time, they're ready to go too. So like a lot of times for a salad, if I'm really prepped, I will have like 4 or 5 things already in the refrigerator that I don't have to do anything. I just go in and scoop some on my salad, like the purple cabbage, broccoli, things like that. I chop up tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, and marinate them a little bit. That's nice on top. But just think of the things that you need. If you're eating, I see a lot of people use their food dehydrators. Have that kind of stuff. But like I say, I want to just stress here, it's not any one particular thing. It's just like, you make it easy for you. My food prep is not going to be your food prep, who is not going to be this other person's food prep. If you were that person that spent a lot of time in the kitchen, good. But I would just say, try to simplify your recipes. Sometimes when we get too much into the foodie world, the gourmet world, we see this all the time on Instagram. People tend to start sacrificing nutrition for taste. Well, it'll be a little bit like this. So my theory is that this doesn't really matter, not pertinent to the talk, but I think foodies, like true foodies, might have a little bit more difficulty with switching over to this lifestyle until they get some of those recipes that they like, and then they start, kind of getting into that. And then they'll probably adapt too. I see people all the time that eat a plant-based diet. They're in the kitchen. They love to be in the kitchen. And I don't want to step on that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that that is not for me. And also I'm saying for people that struggle eating like this, because I hear people talk about it all the time. They're trying to do this and then they get down on themselves because they ate something they weren't supposed to. Some people have to go that extra mile. Maybe you have to have things prepped to the point of where almost like your meals are ready. Some people will do prep, and have food for 3 days to where you're hungry. Bam, you basically go in your kitchen, go to the refrigerator, go to wherever, and bing, bang, boom, you've got some food in just a few minutes. So you do what you need to do to make it work. But there's, it's totally subjective. That's the whole point of it right there. But the more you prepare, the more you keep things around. But the whole takeaway from this of all the blah, blah, blah I just said is get rid of the bad stuff, clear out the bad stuff out of your house, have plenty of options of the good stuff. I'm talking fruits, vegetables, multiple options. If you're I know some of the people that follow me are fully raw, but if you're not fully raw, keep simple stuff around the house, just like beans and sweet potatoes and things like that, because those are things, they don't take a lot of prep. Sweet potato, boom, you chop it up or you slice it up, steam it, or you put it in the oven, whatever. But do you in the kitchen. And I guess I will finish by saying that a lot of the stuff out there is, and I don't ever want to say, I enjoy Instagram. I enjoy seeing all this gourmet type stuff. It's kind of the stuff that I wouldn't mind having once in a while, but I probably will never do it myself. Although it looks phenomenal, especially, I tell you what, one of these days I'm going to have to go out and visit them and get them to feed me a little bit, is Nate and Melissa with all these wraps and stuff they're doing these days. Those wraps look absolutely amazing. I'm thinking something like a raw falafel in one of those. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this message today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If I don't see you before, have a great weekend, but I think I'm going to probably do a couple more videos this week. Peace.